rush hour traffic, which usually I'm not a part of because there's no rush to and from work. My phone makes my money, so I decided today to go out, spend some time fishing, and then I'm on my way back home because the wife is getting ready to cook, so I need to get home. And voila, just a little bit of traffic, but I'll shortcut through DFW International Airport and I'll be home soon. So, but you guys get to spend some time with me. And so today we're going to talk about Trump. We're going to talk about Harris. We're going to talk about the economy. Now, I believe this is one of the most, if not the most important election of our lifetimes. So if you are, 55, 60 and under with me, and a lot of us on here, this is going to be a very, very important election. What's important? Somebody said I'll be there. What's important is what, and today we're mainly going to talk about the economy. If you want me to do a video and breakdown of both candidates and what they stand for, if you guys watch this channel, you know what I believe, how I believe. And so I'm going to vote for the candidate that fits what I believe, what I want my kids to grow up in, the type of country I want my kids to grow up. So make no mistake about it. First of all, America is not one of the best countries in the world. It's absolutely the number one best country in the world. I always tell people jokingly, I say, because they'll be like, some people will be like, well, it's not the greatest country. Well, and I say this, I say, well, when was the last time someone tried to break out of America? You don't see a lot of that happening, right? And I was being sarcastic, but there are millions upon millions of people who have come into this country in the past 4 or 5 years. Most illegal, just a ridiculous amount of people. But there are some who've come here legit, and they're here. So there's millions of people that want to get into this country to have an opportunity. And in fact, guys, this election is so important that if you go on someone's channel and you watch Trump's speech or Harris' speech, or even on Instagram, Facebook, you'll see people from other countries commenting about who they support and why, right? So when I look at it from the perspective of what are things I believe, what are things I like. Now I always say this, it's sad I have to say this, but you and I, we're still going to be friends. I'm still going to have my friends and family if we don't agree on what politician to vote for. That's one thing. Number two, there are no perfect politicians. We've got to get out of the mindset that there is this perfect politician who's going to say all the right things, do all the right things, save people, punish the rich, Robin Hood the poor, and it's just not that way. There are no perfect candidates. There are no perfect people. God has no perfect people to work with. And so I'm going to give you the breakdown of the economy from what I believe is a biblical perspective. Why biblical? Biblical? Because nothing else matters. That's why. What's up to everybody in the chat? Drop your city and state if you want to. I'll shout it out. Welcome to the channel, guys. We probably got about another 20 minutes on here, and I hope this conversation blesses you and change your life. We got about 17 people on here right now. Go ahead and smash that thumbs up. I'm doing great for whoever asked Shelby. I'm doing awesome. Smash that thumbs up, guys. Help me to grow this channel. I had someone comment on one of my channels the other day, and one of my videos, they were like, how does this channel not have like a tremendous amount of views? Well, I think a big part of it is people want to be entertained. I'm not somebody who's looking to entertain you. If you happen to get entertained by something I say, that's fine, but my intention is to educate you, not to entertain you. So if you want to get educated, you come to the right place. Indianapolis is in the house. What's up, Indy? And so, if I'm not mistaken, home of the great Mike Epps, I think. I could be wrong. And we're going to ignore the stupid comments that we see, and we're just going to keep flowing with the righteous ones. And so if you want attention, you come to the wrong place. So again, the intent of this channel is for me to educate you about some things I know, some things I've learned. The things I talk about are things I've been a part of. So it's just sitting out there, tanning, not intentionally, but fishing and not catching fish, which is something I rarely do. And I was talking to this guy, and he's a boomer, baby boomer, talking about retirement and stuff like this. And he was talking about, how houses are assets and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, a house is a liability. It's not an asset. He was like, well, you can pay it off. I was like, what do you mean pay it off? He was like, when you pay off the mortgage. Oh, you mean pay off the mortgage? Yeah, he was like, that's paid off. Oh, that's the mortgage paid off. But you still got to pay for the house in other ways, including property taxes. So you never own the house, and that's okay. You're going to rent the house for the rest of your life. You're going to rent for the rest of your life. You'll never own anything really outright. But just think about that. So, I'm not telling you don't buy a house. You know what I say. I say don't buy a house with a paycheck. So let's talk about Trump. Let's talk about, I almost called it Viola. I don't know why. I was thinking about something else, how to get away with murder. And so we're gonna talk about Trump and, I don't know if it's Kamala, or I just call her Kamala. I don't know if that's right or wrong. I don't mean to offend her. But I'm just gonna call her Kamala. So let's talk about their policies. And this can be the stuff that more so pertains to those who are the working class and the middle class. So you have your poor working class, which I used to be a part of a long time, where you work your butt off, but you're still poor, still check to check. Then there's the middle class who kind of get a little bump in pay, and they can live just a little better life, but it's hard for them also. So we're going to talk about that. So Kamala comes out, just to address this really quickly. She comes out and says she wants to tax the rich. I just want you to understand how this stuff works. She came out and she was like, hey, we're going to tax the rich more, tax the rich, blah, blah, blah. Here's what I want you guys to understand before you understand any of that. The original plan in America back in history, whenever taxes started, was to tax the rich and tax the wealthy. The problem was the rich and the wealthy found a way around the tax. The government needed more money. And so what's the bigger class? There's three classes. There's the rich, the poor, and the middle class. Who's the bigger class? It's correct. It's the middle class. And so the government started taxing the middle class. And then the government got to the point where they no longer trusted the middle class to pay their taxes on time. So they created the Current Tax Payment Act of 43. Now, why is that important? Because the Current Tax Payment Act of 1943 allowed the government to pre-tax your paycheck. So normally, whenever you get paid, you're the last one to get paid. So by the time the paycheck, somebody smash the thumbs up if you agree with this or understand this. Usually by the time you get your paycheck has already been taxed. It's pre-taxed. So the government has already taken their money from you, and then they give you what's left, which I don't like because I'm the one doing all of the work. And so the government's going to come in, pre-tax your paycheck through the Current Tax Payment Act. That simply meant, because before that, the government would have to wait on the middle class to pay their taxes. Well, the government didn't like waiting. That's a clue. The government did not like waiting. And so what did they start doing? They started taxing your paycheck before you got it. So they created the Current Tax Payment Act, which allows the government to invade your paycheck before you get it. So when you do all the work and get your paycheck and it hits your account, you're the last person to get paid. Everyone else is paid. Child support, student loans, all that stuff is paid. You're the last one to get paid. And so when that money comes out of your account, it goes to other people and not you. And then the government expects you to make a living off of what's left. So they say they want to help you make a living and take care of yourself, but they pre-tax your check. I'll tell you what to help you make a better living if they let you keep your entire check and then tax you at the end of the year and give you write-offs. So a W-2, I'm trying to get a lot said in a very short amount of time as I'm driving through the airport. A W-2 is the worst way that you can get paid. Why? Because a W-2 is pre-taxed. I run a business. My moving service, I don't do any moving. It's just a middleman business. I just take deposits and get paid. Free quick plug right there, shamelessly. But if you want to learn how to start a middleman business from your phone, put middleman in the comments and get the link to get into the free live training this Thursday night, 7 p.m. And I'm going to teach you guys financial education and how to use your phone to make money so that when you're not at work, you can still be making money and hopefully make enough quickly to where you can leave your job. Put Middleman in the comments under any of my videos, or check the video descriptions and click the link, because you have to be registered. Somebody said, I want to live in the USA. Let's go. See, and I was just saying, there are people that are paying attention to this election process from all around the country. Where are you from? The person that's commented, is it Luca? It's hard to see while I'm driving. Where are you from? What country are you from? I'm interested, curious to know. Because I told you guys, there are people, by the way, smash the thumbs up, guys, if you're ready to hear this. There are people all around the world who are watching this election. There it is, Germany. So Germany's, for all the people that's like, America's not the greatest country. Listen, I know America's not perfect. I know that. There are no perfect countries. There are no perfect people. But it's the greatest country in the world. And we've been blessed to, if you were born here, you're blessed. I was born here into poverty, sleeping on the floor, being homeless at least 3 times in my life, starting in high school. So I know what it's like to be born into abject poverty, but it's still the greatest country in the world because I've turned my life around, married with a family, living in Dallas, Texas, which I think is the greatest state in the country. Was born and raised in Louisiana, poor, my whole family poor, living here in Dallas, buying, $700,000 homes, stuff I couldn't even imagine when I was living and growing up. In fact, there's probably 2 people in my entire family who own a house, right? Again, we were born in poverty. So I know what I'm talking about when I say this is the greatest country in the world, because even though you guys like to make excuses, I'm going to rob you of your excuses. You guys rob yourself of your reasons. I'm going to rob you of your excuses. If you don't mind, smash the thumbs up and I'll rob you, right? I'm going to rob you of your excuse by saying, listen, you're in the greatest country in the world with all the opportunity in the world ahead of you. If you are willing and able, you could go out and accomplish almost anything. Right now, not anything. I'm not going to lie to you. There are some things you can't accomplish. But there are some things that you were given, some tools, some equipment, some supplies that you were sent to this world with. And those things are there to help you to become wealthy, to build wealth, generational wealth, money that outlives you. But if you don't do anything with it and you make excuses, then what you've been given will go to waste, or to go to the richest place in the world, the graveyard, where people take their talents to die. Well, that in college. So Harris wants to tax the rich. And I'm sitting here like, wait a minute. First of all, the rich, most of the rich use debt to make a living. So when you think about that, you're going to say, oh, well, she's going to tax Elon Musk because he's a billionaire and he should pay more. And I'm telling you, hey, Elon Musk built it from the ground up. He got it out the mud, right? He built it from scratch. So why we want to take from him because he achieved? Don't you know you can go achieve too? You can go and get it out the mud. You can go and build the life of your dreams from scratch. You can go and do all of that too. Would you want to pay more taxes? No. Elon Musk builds a company called Tesla that employs thousands and thousands of people. Well, the government gives Elon Musk tax breaks because he employs thousands and thousands of people. Why does the government like that? So they can tax their paychecks. Again, the government likes paychecks. So the more people they can get to work. Why do you think school teaches you how to get a job and not how to build a company? Why does school teach you how to go to work and be a good employer, and they bait you to do it for 40 years by telling you about this thing called retirement? I don't have a goal to retire. No goal. You never hear me talking about retirement unless I'm talking about it for somebody else. I don't have a goal to retire. I have a goal to live off cash flow until I die. If I'm 85 and I'm running my company, so be it. My goal is to make money without having to work hard. There's no rule and no scripture that says you have to work hard. I appreciate the thumbs up. I should have it. Give me another one. I should have at least one more person smashing that thumbs up because of what I'm giving you. You're not going to learn this in school. You're not going to learn that a paycheck is the absolute worst way that you can get paid. Why? Again, because the government pre-taxes you. You're not going to learn in school that they're never going to be able to tax the rich, even though they say it. Why? Well, they saying it to get your vote. They'll lie to you? Hell yeah, they'll lie to you. Haven't they done it already? You haven't been paying attention? Will they lie to you? Of course. Remember they were telling you for a couple of years they were going to forgive your student loan debt? What happened? Anybody got it forgiven? Exactly. Lies. You know how I know that's a lie? And again, if you guys get educated, you'll know the lie. When you hear it, they'll be like, yeah, we're going to do this for you. And you'll be like, get out of here. Lies. Number one source of income for the government, taxes. You want to take a guess what number two is? The number one biggest paycheck for the government, taxes. Take a guess what number two is. Just take a guess. Oh, just take a guess. What is number two? Well, paychecks, that's a good guess, but paychecks goes with the taxes. Number two, this might shock a lot of you, it's student loan debt. Student loan debt. A government, hear me out, a government that's 35 trillion with a T, trilly, not Billy, not Milli Vanilli, trilly. A government is 35 trillion. You can't even comprehend how much money that is. I can't. That's like, I don't know, like 1,000,000 times what Elon Musk is worth. That's ridiculous. But the government is $35 trillion in debt. Government spending is going to crush the economy. Go back and look at the video I posted earlier today. Appreciate the thumbs up. So hit subscribe, guys, if you haven't already. I think this is one of the best. I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm not that guy. But I do think this is one of the best and most important channels on YouTube. And I know it's not a channel that's blown up. Probably never will. I know I don't have 1 million views. You know why? Because I'm not willing to come on here and lie to you. Not doing it. If I got to lie to you to get 100,000 views, ain't happening. I'd rather tell you the truth. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not that guy. I don't need money that bad. Somebody said they subscribe right now. I appreciate it. And I need to start doing these lives because I need to start getting into some questions and answers with the viewers, because I know you guys got a bunch of questions. So again, one of the most important elections of our lifetime, if not the most important. So I'm just giving you a little history on how money works so you can know when these politicians are lying to you. Student loan debt is the number 2 source of income for the government. No way they're cutting their number 2 source of income. Let me ask you, would you cut your number 2 source of income? No, exactly. So they're not going to cut theirs. Now that we know they're not going to cut theirs, then you understand that, all right, when they come out and say they're going to cut student loan debt, they're lying. They can't afford to cut it. They need the money. Why? Because I just told you they're $35 trillion in debt. That's a debt, a balance sheet they have to pay back to the Fed. How does the government make money? Taxes, student loan debt. When you pay it back, who do you pay back? Right? What's it, Sally Mae or whatever it is? That's the government. Right? So you pay the government back in interest, they get paid again. So why would they cut that? Why would Chick-fil-A stop selling chicken? Right, it makes no sense. So they won't. I know that right away. So they say they want, so they're not going to teach you this in school. They're not going to teach you there's a such thing as good debt and bad debt. They're not going to teach you that debt ain't all bad. The reason I'm saying this is because I'm going somewhere with this about the rich being taxed. So when they say the rich is going to be taxed, you got to understand that there's good debt and there's bad debt. Quick example. Good debt is when you borrow money to buy something or acquire something that that thing makes money for you and you don't have to pay it back. The thing does. That's an asset. So quick example. I borrow $1,000, something small, from the bank. I borrow that money from the bank. They give me $1,000. I buy one vending machine. That vending machine makes $100 a month, nothing crazy. And it pays back the loan to the bank. So I borrowed money, that's debt. I use the money to acquire an asset, that's the vending machine, and then the asset grows and makes money for me, the vending machine making money, and then the asset through cash flow pays back the debt. So the vending machine, when it makes money, that money pays back the loan. So I don't even have to pay back the loan, the asset does. Now, what most people do is they'll take the $1,000 and buy something that does not make money. They'll buy some shoes, buy an outfit, take a vacation, and now you got to go to work to pay back the debt. And then they tax your check. So here's what you don't know about debt. Debt is tax free. Read my lips. I'll say it louder for the people in the back. Debt, D-E-B-T, borrowed money, loans are tax free. Free. Why? Because it's not a paycheck. It's tax free because it does not come from a job. The reason your paycheck is taxed because it's called earned income, which means you sell your time to make money at a job. That's money you earned. Hence the words earned income. Earned income is the worst way to make money. Now, I'm not telling you to quit your job. I'm not telling you to hate your paycheck. I'm not telling you any of that. Keep your job until you're able to replace that income. Love that paycheck if that's all you got. I'm just educating you, and I'm telling you that the reason the paycheck is the worst way to make money, so eventually one day you want to get away from that, is because a paycheck is pre-tax. If you go to work and earn, let's say you go to work and then they pay you once a month, and that's a $10,000 paycheck. What's the first thing going to happen to your paycheck? Put it in the comments, guys. You go to work for a month, they pay you at the end of the month, you have a great month, they pay you $10,000 on a paycheck. What's the first thing happens to your paycheck? Put it in the comments. Just let me know. Very first thing that happens to your paycheck when they give it to you. Very first thing. You went to work, you did the hard work, you got that paycheck. Very first thing that happens when you get that paycheck. Taxes. There you go. Somebody said in the comments, tax. Now your $10,000 is, if you're lucky, it's $7,000. Now you get to realize your actual money. That's why I tell you guys, I say it this way. It's funny. It's a joke, but it helps me to remember, and I hope it helps you to remember. Your gross is toast. Your gross is toast in reference to your paycheck. Your gross is toast. What does that mean? Your gross amount on your paycheck is a lie. It's not your money. That's what you're supposed to get. Gross is toast. Your net is what you get. So never forget that. I know it's corny, but it'll help you to remember. Your gross is toast. Your net is what you get. That's the real money. So the $10,000, that's gross toast. The real money is the $7,000. Now, your minus $3,000 you could have used to invest, start a business, buy vending machines, whatever you want to do. That's missing. And you can't get it back. It's gone. Right? They tax your paycheck. They tax your spending. It's nuts. So now that board one day and let you guys go through this. At my new house that we're building, we're going to have an incredible office. It's going to be set up. It's going to be amazing. I'll be able to teach out of that. It's going to be a blessing. I know what you guys are thinking. Sean, you say don't buy houses. No, I say don't buy houses with paychecks. Grant Cardone says don't buy a house. Dave Ramsey says buy a house. I say don't buy a house if you're going to pay for it with a paycheck, because that's a 30-year mortgage. And if the only way you know how to make money is through a job, then you're going to have a job for 30 years. You don't want that. That's why I say get an asset, let it produce money, and let that thing make money, and then use that money, the cash flow, to buy the house. See, just bless you and change your life. I should get a thumbs up for that. Somebody smash that thumbs up. So now that we know that debt is tax-free, so when they go to people like Elon Musk and they say, Elon Musk is a multi-billionaire, we're taxing him. Well, here's what they don't tell you. Elon Musk is not getting a paycheck. He may get a small paycheck from his company. The IRS says it has to be reasonable. So Elon Musk might take a $150,000 paycheck, let it get taxed. Don't care. Here's how Elon Musk make a living. I'm about to give you something that's going to blow your mind and change your life at the same time. Here's how Elon Musk make a living. And it's not just Elon, so many others. The reason I'm telling you this is because when government candidates say they're going to tax the rich, they're lying. They know they can't tax them. because debt is tax-free. The rich don't have jobs. That's all I'm saying. So how does Elon Musk make all this money? Well, his company makes it through, and he owns the stocks, right? So he started a company went public, he owns all these shares, right? Here's what he does. He'll take the value of his shares. Let's say he wants 10 million. He'll go to the bank and say, hey, I got shares worth $100 million. I'm only looking for a $10 million loan at this amount. They're going to cut him a check for a loan for $10 million. Now, out of the $10 million, how much money do you think he's going to get? It's a loan. It's debt, right? All of it. He's going to get the 10 mil because it's tax-free. So now he's got that money, and you're going to say, wait a minute. Wait. So he leveraged what his stock was worth and used that as collateral to get a loan from the bank? Yes. And they can't tax him because it's borrowed money? Yes. And all he has to do is pay the loan back, and he can use his stock prices going up to pay that loan back because the interest on the loan is cheaper than the tax rate. Now you're getting it. See? Paychecks. The middle class handcuffs. Right? I'm almost home, guys. We got just a couple minutes and I'll be pulling up at the house. Beautiful lake view. I wish I could show you. All right. So somebody said, like in Germany, if you work for overtime, all the money you would get is split in half. Wow. 500 government. Jeez. That's 50%. That's awful. But so if Harris wants to tax the rich, I'm telling you it's a lie. They won't be able to. So what's going to happen? You already know what I'm about to say, and it ain't good news. Just like before, they meant to tax the rich, and the rich avoided it, and they had to tax the largest class, which is the middle class. They're going to do it again. This loan has to be paid back. The debt that the American government has to be paid back. Well, who's going to pay it back? You. Well, how am I going to pay it back? Your paycheck. They're going to tax your paycheck. Even more? Yes. Now you're getting it. So when she says she's going to tax the rich, that's code word for they're going to tax you. The rich are going to get around it because there's no income to tax. So they're going to tax the largest class in America, the working class, you. So when Harris tells you she wants to tax the rich, ain't happening. They know that. They're rich. Why would they tax themselves? Ain't happening. Right? So when she says she wants to tax unrealized capital gains, scary. That means you can tax money that I haven't even gotten. Ouch. You guys better wake up. And I didn't even cover the other topics. And like I always tell you guys, as a Christian, as a believer, you already know how I'm voting. I got kids. I don't want my daughter to go into her bathroom and her little boys in there. We ain't voting for that. This stuff to me is the common sense part. We ain't voting to give little boys and girls operations. We ain't doing that to our children. Come on, sweetheart. Okay. We ain't working. I'm not voting for somebody who's gonna exploit our children sexually. Ain't happening. You got the wrong guy. We're not voting for that. That's enough said right there. I haven't even touched abortion. I haven't even touched some other things. You already know where I stand on that. Roe versus Wade, it should have been turned when it was a turn. It should have never been a law. So, but all that stuff, to me, that's the obvious stuff. I always say, man, there's a lot of grown people out there that's inconvenient and not doing anything. Should we abort them too? So, ain't happening. And now you know. We're not supporting LGQB. I don't care. I'm not that guy. There's no simping here. Ain't no weak male here. I know there's a lot of weak people out there. It ain't me. I was raised poor. I wasn't raised like that though. So I'm home. Time to spend time with my family. I hope this blessed you and helped you in every way. If you got any question or comment, you're welcome to drop it. If you want to get into the Middleman CEO Masterclass live training, Thursday night, 7 p.m. Texas time, go ahead, put Middleman in the comments on any of the videos, or click the registration link in the description of the video below. And I appreciate everybody who tapped in. I appreciate all the thumbs up and all the new subscribers. Welcome in. I'm just going to give it to you real here. And just be careful what they tell you. I think in America we need closed borders. I think in America we need to create a system. Me personally, I don't like taxes, but we definitely don't need to tax the American people anymore. They need tax cuts so they can spend money on their families. Like, don't tell me you love me and you want me to take care of myself and then take 30%. Don't do that, because it's not adding. So don't do that. But you guys can follow me on Instagram, Middleman CEO, LinkedIn, TikTok, Facebook, Middleman CEO, all of that. And I hope I said something today that'll help you. Somebody said, have a great day. Appreciate it. Be back. I'm going to be teaching as much as I can and helping people to start businesses. Because, again, can't trust these jobs. You got to make business from the phone. My son's right there, guys. I got to go. Have a wonderful, blessed day. See you in the live training. Peace.